Good morning students. Welcome to the online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School. Today we are going to resume our syllabus that we are going to start the new unit for our English reader book for class 6. The unit number is 5th. Name of the unit is endangered. What is the meaning of endangered, students? Endangered means threatened with danger. That is in deep danger that needs to be taken care of. Okay. There are endangered species or organisms. There are a lot of things that are endangered. Even the dinosaurs, dodos, these are the species that became extinct. They were endangered. In today's world also we have a lot of species that are endangered. Even the turtles were endangered, but because we took some care, now they are in a great number. So the first section of this chapter is the tree. Okay, we'll go through the chapters, we'll go through the units, and we'll find out what's there in the different sections of the unit. Okay, the first section is the tree. We'll go through this whole chapter. Actually, this is a play. Okay, play tells us about the nature we should take care of. Okay, here in the first scene, basically there are three things here: one planet and two space stations. The planet is the Earth. The other two space stations are Pantoid and Octoid. There are few children here. A grandpa, one lady named Sarabai, and the other one is Auntie Vajanti, or you can say lady number 2. Okay. So moving to the chapter, let's start with the first scene. Now I shall start the reading now. A space station, Pantoid. On stage is a large TV screen. Plura, Ron, Zain and Ura, dressed unusually, are about to watch TV. The eldest Plura adjusts the set, flashes and sounds, and the TV gets focused on Anjana and Dev, singing and dancing with a rabbit and a monkey. These children may also be dressed differently as they are Earth children migrated to another space station, Octoid. Stage lights bright on the TV screen. Now we are told about the situation here. There are four children named Plura, Ron, Zain and Ura. There is a space station named Pantoid, and they are dressed unusually in a different manner that we are not used to see. Okay. And Plura adjusts the TV set and they start watching the program. There are two children, that is Dev and Anjana. They are singing and dancing with a rabbit and a monkey. These children are from Earth. Okay. So they are singing and dancing. Now, here Anjana sings. Dev and Anjana. Auntie Vajanti has a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm are mango trees, E-I-E-I-O. With a mango here and a mango there, here a mango, there a mango, everywhere a mango. Now they sing this song and start dancing. Now Ura says, Plura, what is a mango? Plura says, keep quiet, Ura, listen and watch. We shall find out later. Now the song continues and mango is replaced by an apple. Now Ron says, apple? Zain, what could be that? What could that be? Now Ron says, what is an apple? Now the answer is obviously this is some program related from a weird place. Now Zain says, we don't know about this thing and this may be from a weird place. I can't understand head or tail of the song. Let us watch it anyway. Ron. While the top children in the background keep dancing, song continues. Guava replaces apple. Guava. What a funny name. Wonder what it means. Now they are amused to get the name of guava, and they say that it's a funny name. Anjana, Dev and animals leave the stage as they complete their presentations. Plura switches off the television. Tree, what is a tree? Must find out. Come along, Ura, Ron and Zain. How are we to find out? Now they are thinking of how to find out what is a tree. Now they think about who would know the meaning of tree. Now one of them says, idea, let us ask Grandpa. Now all the four children exit. Now in the second scene, Grandpa is lying on a chair, closing his eyes, but after he gets that his grandchildren are there, he opens his eyes and he looked them curiously. Now one of them says, Grandpa, what is a tree and a mango and an apple? Now Grandpa was more surprised and said, where did you pick up these ancient words from? Because he was shocked that he had left Earth long years ago and still now his grandchildren are asking him the words that were used to be used in on Earth. The TV. While we switched it on, there was some outlandish song and dance program going on. It was all about trees. Now they told about the TV and the program. Now Grandpa was excited and alert. Possible, let me hear the song. Can you please sing it for me? Now they say, I suppose we can, a bit of it at least. Children sing first verse without background music. Did you understand what we said, Grandpa? Ron says, great. Then tell us, because Grandpa nodded. Nodded means shaking his head in yes, in agreeing. Okay. Now Ron says, great. Tell us, Grandpa, what the song is all about. Grandpa says, well, you see, long ago. Now he starts to tell about the things like a story. Now Zan says, no, not a story format. We need to get the answer straightly. Now Grandpa says, I can't help it because these are the words that were used long ago. Okay, tree belongs to a time long ago. Plura says, oh, what was a tree like, Grandpa? Grandpa said, tall and brown with soft green leaves as you have seen a tree. Zai says, what did a tree give, Grandpa? Now Grandpa says, it gave shade. Shade, okay. Birds nested in it, animals rested underneath it, okay. It gave fruits like mango, guava, papaya, banana, pear and mango. The wood of the tree made fire to cook, houses to live in and paper to write on. So Grandpa told him how tree was useful for them. Ron says, sounds like a fairy tale. What did it eat? Okay, what did the tree eat? Grandpa says, they drank a lot of water. And the next question arises, where did the water come from? Grandpa says, under the ground. And how the water reached under the ground? Grandpa says, from the sky. And where did it reach the sky? From the trees and the sea. Okay. Now Plura says, that's a wonderful story. Now Ron says, Grandpa, why do we not have all this here? Grandpa says, because our space station is highly scientific and technological. It is human made and humans can't make trees, water and other living creatures. Okay, so we can't have trees here. Where can we find these trees, Grandpa? Now Grandpa points towards the sky. Very far away in the space is a planet called Earth, where birds sing and peacocks dance, where fresh, cool water rush in the rivers and trees bear fruits. Now Zion says, oh Grandpa, we want to go to the Earth. Now Grandpa says, in that case, I shall get the spaceship ready for you, no issues. Now the children all were very happy. They said, oh thank you Grandpa, thank you. Now they dance around Grandpa. Now there's a third scene, that is spaceship on the stage. Theme tune continues as children get into it one by one. Grandpa watches smiling. Children says goodbye Grandpa. Grandpa says goodbye children. Have a nice trip. Lights out. Sound of rocket taking off then landing. Lights turn on. Stage is bare except for spaceship standing on one side. Children get off and walk around. Theme tune playing softly. Now they leave and the spaceship reaches the Earth. That is currently a barren land in the story. Is this the Earth? But there is nothing here. The whole place is so bare. Bare means there is nothing here. Whoosh! It is so hot. Where are the trees? Where are the birds and dancing peacocks? Children were depressed not to see those things as described by their grandpa. Now they leave the stage slowly, one by one. They are telling us about the act going on. Now fourth scene, a mound of cactus on one side of stage, the effect of a stream on the other. Enter children, they go towards the stream. The stream is the flowing water, okay. They see a few things there. Ah, a stream, I'm very thirsty. So are all of us. They were thirsty and they saw a stream. Children gulp the water with their palms. Now one of them says, "Thoo, thoo," they spit. Horrid taste, it is like a bitter medicine. Highly polluted water. Look at this dirty color. Okay, the stream was polluted. Zion sniffing the air. This place is stinking. Stinking means bad smell. I do not like the earth. Grandpa was wrong in describing it to us. They said Grandpa was not right. Ron points to the cactus and goes close to it. Look at this. This is surely a tree. Ron is about to touch the cactus when two of children, Meena and Arun, came running in. He was going to touch the cactus. Do not touch it. It is full of thorns. Thorns? But Grandpa said trees had soft green leaves. Now Arun says leaves. Yes. They said that when trees grew on the earth, they were tall and brown with soft green leaves. They bore flowers and fruits. Now they bought from both the earth children, one of them, Arun says, yes, I had also heard the same. Now Flora says, tell us who you are first. Meena says, I'm Meena and he is Arun. But you seem strangers out there. Flora says, yes, we are. I'm Plura and they are Ron, Zion and Ura. We have come here from the space station Pentoid in search of trees. They introduce themselves actually. Amma says, who are you? It is no use. There are no trees on the earth and there is no beauty on the earth. Now, they said, coming here is a waste for you because there is nothing left now. Meena says, now, wait a minute. What about Sarabai? Let us go to her. Maybe she will tell us something. Now they talk about Sarabai already and they think that they will help them. Zion says, who is Sarabai? Arun says, you shall see her soon. Get going. Now all the children exit. There is the fifth scene. Sarabai is sitting in a corner with an old tattered book. A solar cooker is by her side. She is testing to see if the food is done. And the children. Now Sarabai is using a solar cooker and she is having a book. She is checking if the food is cooked. Sarabai speaks to herself. The heat of the sun has cooked my food well, but it is scorching my skin. Oh, now she was not able to tolerate the heat of the sun. Meena said, Sarabai, Sarabai. Sarabai said, yes, my dear children, it is good to see you cheerful in spite of the heat. Looks at the Pentoidians. Who are these strange children looking towards those four children? Arun says, visitors from Pentoid. Sarabai says, Pentoid, the space station. Come closer, little ones. Now children come closer to Sarabai. Zion says, tell us, Sarabai, where have all the trees disappeared? Grandpa told us that we would find trees on the earth. Sarabai says, the people on the earth did not understand nature. They did not give themselves time to think as to what might happen to us in the future. If they wiped out all the forest, today we are suffering from untold miseries because our own people were ignorant and unwise for long. Now Zion asks about where the tree is, where the fruits and flowers are, where the river is. Okay. Now Sarabai tells that it is just because of us. We are only responsible for this because we were careless. We were ignoring the mistakes we are making. We were making at that time. Now we all are suffering. We don't have enough food. We have problem. Even the heat of the sun is increasing. The temperature is already increasing. It is at its peak. So we are facing the miseries that we have created for our own. Okay. Now Ron says, I can't believe that every bit is gone. There must be something left for nature, left of nature's bounty in some nook or corner. Ron says, I can't believe that everything is gone. There must be something left here or there. Sarabai says, you have kept my memory. Yes, I got to know. I remember now. Now the children were eager to know what was that. Sarabai says, tell me children, are you prepared to undertake another long journey? Ron says, we are prepared to do anything to see at least a bit of what Grandpa told us. He said, yes, we are prepared to go to any height, to cross and to go for any journey to see what our Grandpa told us. Sarabai was laughing, said, well, then in that case, go to the space station Octoid. Sometime back there was one sensible woman on the earth. Okay, she tells about the Octoid now, that there was a sensible woman there who was very much thoughtful about the future. And she was indeed far-sighted. She looked for the future. She was thinking about the future, realistic and wise. She was intelligent also. She urged the people to preserve the environment and told them what would happen if they deprived the earth of its greenery. And she said that there must be something, and what will happen if the greenery is not there. She tried to convince the people out there to not to misuse the things they have. Okay, yet no one listened to her. She shouted till her throat was dry. Finally, earth people kept on deforesting the earth. Their crazy deeds became unbearable for her and she decided to leave the earth. Flora said, what a quaint story. Sarabai says, can you guess who went with her? Flora says, some of her dear friends. Sarabai laughs. First of all, she carried with her a pair of young trees and a lot of soil. Okay. Now Ura draws her breathing. Gosh, I did not imagine. What else? Sarabai says she took a pair each of deer, peacock, monkey, rabbit, parrot, and the tiger. Finally, she chose two little children, Anjana and Dev. Fantastic! Where did all of them go? She flew into space with her large family. After steering in space for a while, she finally landed on the abandoned space station Octoid. She worked in absolute secrecy. She wanted no soul on the earth to know because she wanted no one else in her spaceship. Now they are telling that she did not want any person from earth to come to her space station of Octoid because she was very angry on them. She did everything very secretly. Okay. Now the question arises why? She will never forgive the earth people. She is angry with them for having spoiled the face of the earth. We get no rains, we have no rivers, and it is so unbearably hot. Now Sarabai tells about the mises she is facing on here, on the earth. Okay. Now I'm itching to go to Octoid and meet her. Come on, what are we waiting for? Thank you, Sarabai. Bye bye. Now they leave for Octoid. Now they move towards Octoid. Now moving on to the scene number 6. Okay. The air smells so fresh. One of them says the air is very much fresh. I like this place. What a contrast from the earth. Lady number 2 sees them and comes closer, puzzled and suspicious. Who are you and why are you here? Lady number 2, that is Vajanti, is puzzled and suspicious and asks, who are you? Now they say, our grandpa at Pentoid told us to go to the earth and look for trees. But on earth, it's just a barren land. So we came to you on Octoid to get this. Sarabai directed us here. She looks relieved and smiles. Oh, Sarabai, okay. Welcome to Octoid. Looks at all the children keenly. Are you all from Pentoid? Now they tell, no. We 4 are from Pentoid and these 2 are from Earth. Now, lady number 2, that is Vajanti, is still annoyed. I knew it. Our children, stay back. The 2 of you, I do not want you messing around. Others come with me. You 2, that is the earth person, remain here. Other 4 come with me. Lady number now Ron gestures to Arun and Meena. They follow at a distance. Suddenly, lady number 2 turns around and presses a button in a small remote control contraption she has in her hand, looking very annoyed. Freeze! Earth children, Meena and Arun freeze in action poses. Others look aghast. Now the lady number 2 freezes both of them. Come on, children, I'm glad I have visitors interested in trees. All walk to the green part of the stage and the children admire the trees and flowers and pet the animals. Okay, did you grow all these trees yourself? The question arises. Of course, all they need is some good soil and water and tender love and care. The birds nest in the trees and the animals rest in the shade. Just then, Arun and Meena come up running. Now she was surprised. How did you defreeze? Now Arjun says, 2 birds came and sat on our shoulders. They sang a beautiful song and we found we could move. The magical touch of a loving bird. Now Arjun says, will you let me take trees to the earth? Now Lady 2 was agitated. Oh, no, not at all. Arjun says, but it was our forefathers' mistake. They spoiled the earth. Ma'am, it's not our fault. Now she says, please don't keep addressing me as ma'am. I'm Auntie Vajanti. Okay. Now Pentoidians jump at the name. Auntie Vajanti, we know you. Pentoidians together sing the stanza of song. Auntie Vajanti had a farm and that song. Okay, this song triggered off our space trip. We saw it on television. This is what made us start inquiring about trees, and here we are. Well, a strange string of events indeed. Do you all sincerely promise to grow trees? Now she asked for a promise to grow the trees. Yes, we do. Now lady number 2 leaves the stage only to return with Anjana and Dev, who have small pots with saplings. They distribute the pots to the children. The theme song plays softly now during the play. Actually, the play is going on, and I'm telling you what they are doing on the stage also. Now Ron says, pointing towards Anjana and Dev, "Hey Zain, have we not seen those two somewhere?" Zain says, "Of course we have. They were on TV dancing to the song, remember?" Ron says, running to Anjana and Dev. Ron was followed by Zain too. "We know you, but not your names." Anjana says, "I'm Anjana and he is Dev." Plura says, "Auntie, when will you come to Pentoid with Anjana and Dev?" Now she invites them to the Pentoid. Meena says, "And to the earth?" Lady 2 says, "First make your living places as cheerful and joyful as this." Children says, we will. Lady number 2, that is to Anjana, Dev and animals, wave goodbye as children get into their spacecraft. Now that is the play that we have gone through, we have read through. I hope you have understood the play, the story, and the need to grow more and more trees on the earth. Moving on to the question answers now. Read and answer. Describe the space station Pentoid. How was it different from the Earth that Grandpa described? The space station Pentoid was different from that of Earth, as the Earth had a lot of trees, animals, and other beautiful things, whereas it was not in the case of space station Pentoid. How do the Earth children freeze? Lady 2 loudly shouts at the Earth children as freeze, and they freeze. Also, she uses a button. Okay, how did they defreeze? Two birds came and sat on the shoulders of the Earth children and defreezed them. What explanation does Lady 2 give for the defreezing? The lady number 2 said that it is because of the magical touch of love. What was the quaint story that Sarabhai narrated to the children? Sarabhai told the children about how some times ago a wise lady tried to convince Earth people to preserve the environment, but nobody listened to her. She shouted till her throat was dry, but Earth people kept deforesting it, and it became unbearable for her, and she left the planet. What favor did the children want from Lady 2? What did Lady 2 give to the children before they left? The children wanted to take some trees with them on their space station Pentoid. The lady number 2 gifted them with saplings of some trees. What was the promise the children made to Lady 2 before leaving for Pentoid? The children promised the Lady 2 to make Pentoid as joyful and cheerful as Octoid. Now, second type, that is think and answer. Grandpa was wrong in describing it to us. What was it? Why does Ura say this? Ura say this as when they went to Earth to see the grave with trees, fruits, flowers and animals, they were shocked to see that there was nothing left. Their grandpa described that the Earth was a beautiful place to live in with a lot of greenery, but they did not find so on it. They thought that their grandpa was wrong in describing it. Who was the sensible woman? Why did Sarabhai call the woman sensible? The sensible woman was Lady 2. Sarabhai called her sensible as the Lady 2 took some plants and soil along with a pair of animals and birds, each and 2 other children with her on other planet named Octoid, as she knew that sooner the earth will change into barrenland and everything will be ruined by the earth people. I like this place. What a contrast from the earth. Why does Plura say these words? Because when she saw Earth, it was completely different from as what her grandpa told her while the planet Octoid. It was completely different from Earth. It was same as her grandpa told her about the Earth, so she was amused to see that. These 2 are spelling mistakes. Please remember this. Now moving on to reference to context. Where did you pick up these ancient words from? Who said this and to? Grandpa said this to Ron and Zain. What do the ancient words signify? The ancient words here refer to mango, apple and tree. Where does the speaker say these words? Because the speaker was shocked to listen these words from the children as they were only on the planet Earth and they left it long time ago. What happens next? Grandpa told them about these ancient words. So students, that's it. We have read the chapter, we have worked through the meaning of the chapter, we have completed the exercise here. I hope you have understood the chapter in a better way now. Hope to see you in the next class. Before leaving the video, like the video, subscribe to our channel, push the notification icon. Till then, take care, have a nice day. And one more thing, don't forget to share the video. Thank you.